Astaire? Hey, Fred? Hey, Freddy. Freddy! Fred. Mr. Astaire, you don't have to...
What?
Sir, you don't have to dance on this one. Sir, this is a horror movie. You don't have to dance on this one, buddy.
Oh, thank fuck.
You don't have to dance, Fred. It's all good.
You know, my back is the second thing that stopped working since 58.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to 31 Days of Horror. I am Morgan Film Fan. Let's jump into some scares. Ghost Story was released in 1981, and this is based off of a book written by Peter Straub. Now, I wanted to make it my goal to read the book first this October, but unfortunately, I did not get to. And I'm not the biggest fan of watching films before reading the book, but had to be done. And this stars Fred Astaire in a later role. I love my Fred Astaire from like the 30s and everything. Best dancer of all time, easily. And this is him, like, I don't know how old he was, but I'm guessing probably 70s or something like that, maybe even 80s. And he's the character that I knew the most in this film, so he was pretty much the only familiar face, essentially. Otherwise, I was going into the story blind. So what we have going on here is this film opens up with this guy. He's with this woman, and they seem to have a very, like, kind of estranged relationship. It seems like a hookup. It seems kind of like very, very early on kind of stage. And they're in this high-rise apartment, and he keeps saying, like, who are you? What are you? Kind of thing. And then she turns around and she's all like ghost skeleton face, and he falls out the window in this really, really cheesy shot, by the way, where everything's super CGI. And we're talking like 1981 CGI. So he's fallen, he's got his dick hanging, he's just falling down and like screaming and everything, but you can tell he's like in a studio. It's so ridiculous. And then he hits the ground and dies. And then basically we follow his brother. This guy that fell off the building, his brother, we follow his story, and he gets involved. Sorry, let me correct myself. He was involved with this same woman who then became involved with the brother that died. And while this guy, the brother that's alive, was involved with this woman, he begins to also kind of have a strange like, he has this weird feeling about this woman. This woman just like brings strange vibes pretty much everywhere she goes. Her name is Alma. This actress actually plays two versions of this woman. One is Alma and the other one is Eve. I'll get to Eve in a second, but it's the same woman essentially. So we follow the brother, and he's going through this relationship with this woman. His father is in this club, which is called the Chowder Society Club. And basically it's these like old geezers who like grew up together since the 20s or something like that. One of them being Fred Astaire. And they're basically just in a club. Like, they've known each other their entire lives. And we get to slowly learn about them as well. And what happens throughout the film is they have a history with this woman, except their history is with this woman named Eve, which is the same woman. It's just she's essentially a ghost. So what happens is this woman keeps haunting people's lives and becoming like a thorn, I guess, in people's lives. And with their story, the Chowder Society, I mean, back in like the 30s, there was an accident involving this woman when she fell in love with one of the guys named Ned, I think. And then the guys decided to get drunk one night, and then they decided to visit her, and her and Ned had this intimate moment that she was expecting Ned to keep private, but Ned was drunk and told all his friends, and then all four of them kind of go visit visit Eva or Eve at her house, and then they kind of like start to kind of hit on her all at the same time. It kind of gets really weird, the way they do things, and also her, like, she wants to start like dancing with all of them at the same time and like kissing all of them at the same time, which in 1981 was pretty much equivalent to like fucking them all at the same time. Different times for different folks. But she goes through that, and then there's an accident where she falls and hits her head, and then they want to hide the body, except they don't realize that she's actually dead, and they put her in a car, and they push the car into the river, and then she's still alive in the car, and then she drowns, and then they hold this like secret for decades until like later on they start having nightmares, and this woman Eva starts to, I think it's either Eve or Eva, one of them starts to kind of haunt them again, and slowly like they start having nightmares, and one of them ends up having a heart attack because this ghost of Eva visits him, and she's all skeletal face again. Good practical effects in this film. I really liked those. But yeah, so this woman was accidentally killed back in the day, and then this chowder society holds this secret like just amongst them, and then one of their sons, both of them actually, brother and brother, get involved with the same woman, except she's a ghost now. And all these kind of stories are revealed slowly throughout the film. This film deals with a lot of flashbacks and like literal ghost stories. Like the Chowder Society will sit around with the brother, and they'll tell the stories. It's almost anthology like, but not quite. But you get that like, you know, Midnight Club Society, Are You Afraid of the Dark style stories going on throughout this film, and it was pretty cool. It's a very, very slow film. It actually plays very much like a black and white film from the 30s would play out, with the music especially, the way everybody acts, the way everybody talks, the way the cinematography is done. Other than the naked dude falling off the building, you wouldn't really see that in the 30s. But just the style of the film, you can definitely turn this into black and white and like really get that aesthetic of like the olden days kind of thing, and the golden age and silver age of cinema. I really like that a lot. But plot wise, it is very, very slow, like very snail paced slow. So some parts drag a lot, and you have to really be in the mood to watch this one. I'll have to be in the mood to experience it again. Of course, I want to read the book before I experience this again, and I definitely want to compare the two. But you know, with the production value, it is very, very well done. I will give it that. It's very well done. You know, it's not one I'll be watching like you know, weekly or anything like that. But it's a cool film, and it's a spooky film, and it's got its spooky moments. Like I said, it's dull sometimes. It is pretty dry here and there, but the spook factors are nice, and the way they design Eva / Alma to look ghostly and skeleton-like, and she gets slimy sometimes, and at the end of the film they have her kind of decompose her skeleton kind of thing, and they really have some cool effects on that too. So it was neat. Ghost Story was really neat, and I'm not sure, like, I can't talk about the adaptation, how it translated from the book, because I haven't read the book, but the film was neat, and it was good to see Fred Astaire in a role that I don't usually see him in, because I'm so used to him being in his 30s tap dancing like a freaking master. So seeing him, you know, as an elderly dude, he still has it. He still has it. He still can act, and it was cool. And everybody else in this film too. The other guys are also veteran actors too. I just don't really know them. But yeah, it was cool. I really liked experiencing this film, and it was neat. So that's Ghost Story for day 30, Devil's Night, and we only got one more to go. This has been such a good 31 Days of Horror. I love the mix of films that I got on this, and this is no exception at all. So subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you'd like to listen to my voice, or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for tomorrow. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming until next review. Have a good one. Take care and cheers.